Hello, how y'all doing? Welcome to Culinary 110, the back of the house at Helms College. Hopefully everybody's doing well, washing their hands and keeping out of trouble. So we're on our third day of the class, lecture 3, and this is your happy Friday, so congratulations on Friday. And thank you for going through this, excuse me, new process of online learning. I think it's a really neat avenue of learning, even though you are kinetically need hands-on and touching and feeling and getting that knife in your hand and chopping vegetables. I know you love doing that, but this is one way of doing that and being safe, right? So it's all about being safe. So today we're going to go through a lot of questions that you guys have asked me already. And I'm really sorry about the format of Moodle. I'm working on that. I'm redoing it. I'm making sure that not everything's on their assignment. That's what they told me in the beginning, put everything on Earth assignment, which is not the way it should be. So starting next week, the assignment, you'll see assignment, and that's what you need to do. You need to do assignments. So, and then the other ones are just going to be just handouts or videos. But we do have a project that's due. All right, so the project is 2-part. All right, the first part is due April 27th, and that first part is you want to write a 3-course celebration party menu for 25 people. All right, could be 24, but for 25. Your choices on the courses. You need to make sure that there's a menu item associated with that. Okay, you need to do that. It needs to be themed. Is it a birthday celebration, graduation celebration, advancement celebration, welcome home? You know, that's all up to you on the theme. Again, we're doing this in conjunction with your restaurant class. So hopefully you can use that restaurant menu that you're coming up with for menus and facilities. And you can use that for this project. All right, so it needs to be typed, and there's to be a title page. So once again, assignment 1, it's due April 27th. You need to write a 3-course celebration party menu for 25 people. Your choice on the courses. It can be appetizer, entree, dessert, soup, salad, entree, whatever you prefer. It needs to be a theme. It needs to be typed. It needs to have a title page, and you need to send that to me, okay? So then the second part, which will be due on May 4th. On May 4th, this is going to be done. All right, so you need to write a recipe for one of those menu items. You need to include the ingredients, the amount of the ingredient, portion size, amount the recipe yields, method and procedure. So it's just one recipe you need to do. All right, that's a tough one. And assignment 3 is you need to cost that out. So you need to cost that recipe out. Oh, by the way, you need to do this for the menus and facilities class too. So use the same one. All right. So cost out the recipe. Use the supermarket for pricing. There are some price guides that are downloaded in there for you. Write the total cost of the recipe for me, what it's going to cost for the individual portion. So it's $50, right? $50 to make the whole recipe. And it's for 4 people, or let's say you got 10 people, right? So it's 10 people, so it'd be $5 a piece for a cost, right? So, or it's like for your 25 people, so it'll be down like $250. So what you need to do is for assignment 1, right? You have the theme, you have your courses, you have the title page, and done. For assignment 2, you need to get one of those menu items and make a recipe for it. Have all the ingredients down there, all the methods, procedures, the recipe yield, and all that. Step 3 is cost out that recipe. The whole for assignment 2 and 3 needs to be all put together and given to me by May 4th, right? So that'll be the whole package. It'll be assignment 1, 2, and 3 by May 4th, okay? Got that one? Easy peasy, man. It's an easy one. Okay, so now if you've looked at the Moodle, your website right there, you're going to notice that there's an assignment due. There's going to be an assignment due for tomorrow night. tonight, I should say. I'm actually videoing this on Thursday. So tomorrow's Friday, the class. So Friday, you need to have this done by the end of midnight. Strike at midnight tomorrow night, okay? So, and that is name any 4 steps in the sanitation and hygiene in the kitchen. List them by importance to you and explain your reasons. So you went through the videos, checked the videos out, sanitizing, sanitation, and hygiene in the kitchen. We've known this, we've been going over it for a year now with you guys. You know, so you have the buckets, sanitation buckets, you know, but what in your mind, we got to think about this now because we're going through the coronavirus, right? We're going through this and it's going to be with us going forward, how we handle sanitation in the kitchen and in the front of the house. Excuse me. I wish I could wash my hands. Supposed to wash my hands after that. But so before we go forward, I want to know in your eyes, you individually, what do you think the 4 major players are in sanitation and hygiene in the kitchen? You know, what do you think? Doing this all day long, stroking that nice beard I'm growing, you know, and then start cutting. Oh, you got to wash your hands, right? That's a big thing. Don't touch your face and go right to the deal. The other one is handling your phone. Think about it. Touching your phone that's been in your pocket, you know, and then you're in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out of your pocket. There's a lot of germs on that. So every time you touch your phone and then you go right into prepping something, that's an issue. So think about that. Give me your top 4. Put them in order. What's the highest priority to the lowest priority? Just 4 of them. And that's your assignment that needs to be done by Friday night. All right? With that also, I have a forum question for you. All right, so in the forum, if you look on your, I'm going through it right now, on the week 1, and then you'll see right above the assignment to be completed for 17, I'll say forum question to be done week 1. So click on that. It's going to come up with a forum question, and this week's question is kitchen sense of urgency, and that handout that I did you, and the video that I showed you too with Kevin, not Kevin, but Thomas Keller, per se. Pretty nice looking restaurant, isn't it? Whew. So what do you have underneath that clock? Every clock in all his restaurants, every clock in every restaurant he owns has what on the bottom? There's a nameplate. That's right, sense of urgency. You know, that's one of the biggest things that we as executive chefs and chefs in the restaurant business, when we have new culinary talent coming in, new kitchen help, we can train you and do everything, but if you don't have a sense of urgency, that's really tough to train. It really is. So we like people that are coming in that have a really hard charging, their motor's running as soon as they walk in is what we say. So what we're going to do here with sense of urgency, excuse me, is how do you perceive yourself doing in a high volume kitchen in regards to the topics in the handout that I gave you about sense of urgency. All right. What do you need to work on? What areas do you think you have a good handle on? All right. So the forum, all right, just real quick, is what you think you can do in a kitchen and how you can handle yourself in a kitchen. And that'll be your answer. Then that needs to be posted by the end of the 17th, end of Friday night needs to be posted. Then what I would like you to do individually is each of you need to respond to 2 other of your classmates' responses. So that needs to be done by Sunday. So you finish yours, you put yours in, you put it in there, and then you look because it'll load up and it'll show everybody and what they have said. And then you can say, oh, wow, yeah, you're right. That is an important part. Or I like your ideas. Or, you know, I think that's a wonderful way of putting the sense of urgency. I mean, you need to get involved with everything on there. Because the more you get involved, the more I see. Because what I do on my screen, I can go in and look at my roster, my participants that are on Noodle. And I can click on your name. And I can find out when was the last time you logged in, how long you've been away, how long were you on the website, how many clicks you did, how active you are, and that's going to help on your grade. If you're just doing the one click and moving on, yeah, I mean, that's what you do, but hopefully you guys are really getting into this as a tool here, using YouTube, using the internet. I've been finding so much great product out there on the internet. I have a couple really good videos for you that I put on there. I think you guys might have saw them on the management facilities class. If you're on the management facilities class, I did one from the oldest restaurant in the world. It's over 300 years old. And that oven that's in there has not shut down, supposedly. But can you believe that? I mean, the guy that was there that did the tour, he's been there 17 years and the oven has never been turned off. Even though the restaurant might be closed for a day, it's never been turned off. There's always been wood, there's always been a fire going in that oven. So that's pretty impressive, you know? So and there's little things that I want you to look at. I did another one, was at Madison 11 Madison rather, up in New York. That'd be pretty cool too. And that's a cool restaurant. I think we have one of our graduates is working there, or they did an externship there. Pretty impressive. So that's the forum, and I'm gonna have a forum every week and an assignment at least once a week for you guys to work on, okay? I'm back on our website here. Let's see what else we can work on here. Okay, so did you look at the Eggers dinner menu or the Eggers lunch menu, right? It's very important that you print that out or look at it and go over it, because that's a really cool concept that we use. Because all the ingredients, I made sure of this when I took over the restaurant a couple years ago, is, well, I was an executive chef there, I don't know if you guys knew that, I was an executive chef there before I went to Pinnacle Club, but I made sure every menu item actually had the ingredients listed next to it. You know, so it's easier for the guest to look at and easier for the server to explain, right? So, and that's a big thing, because then you can put a copy of that menu right by the station, by saute, by the grill, by garde-manger, all right? And then you can have all the prepped items that you need to do. Of course, we'll have prep lists for you, but at least you'll know that when you're making something, you can know what ingredients are going in that. All right, so sense of urgency, I can't emphasize that enough. The Escoffier Brigade system and the per se, the kitchen per se. How impressive are those kitchens though? The kitchens are pretty tight. I mean, and the one in the Ritz-Carlton in London, it's packed with people. The guy said there's like 60 cooks in the back at one time. When we're at Eggers, I mean, during the lunch shift, if the students aren't involved, there's 2 cooks and the chef. At night, there's maybe 4 cooks and a chef. All right, so we have to go as those 2 cooks or 4 cooks. You have to work each station in the back, plus you have the pizza oven out front. So if there's a pizza done, you gotta walk out there and go and do the pizzas and then walk back down. You know, so it's pretty impressive. And that keeps our labor down, right? It's about labor cost. So the Ritz-Carlton in London, I'm sure can afford it. But I mean, of course you're paying 158, 100 something pounds, which is like 180, 190 for a brunch, just to go to brunch. And Thomas Keller's, per se, it's 300 bucks a head. So it's $300 per person, and you don't even know what you're getting. So it's just a tasting menu, and they come up with something different every day. So I think looking at that and Googling more and checking out the YouTube videos, went on Gordon Ramsay's site and looking at his kitchens around the world. You know, Gordon Ramsay, he's a tough guy and all that, but he is a Michelin star chef, right? He's a Michelin star chef. So he really has his kitchens really rolling that out. So it's nice to look at those different kitchens, and I really hope he will be doing that. is going out there and looking at all these videos that are available to you. And that's where you're gonna get a lot more out of this. All right, yes, it's, you don't have to go to class, you don't have to wake up early, you can get all your stuff done before or afternoon or wherever, whatever you wanna do. But the more you can get into depth in looking at different areas, different saute stations. Like for me, working at Edgar's, there's a gas grill, right? It's a gas grill, gas saute stations, you know, all gas. When I went to Pinnacle Club, it's all electric. They're all induction burners. I have 2 quads, they're called, and they're induction burners. So, I mean, that's very impressive. Everything's in there. I have no gas. When I was in the Navy, it was all electric also. When I worked on yachts, it was all electric. When I was working at the South Pole, when I was in Antarctica, it was gas, but sometimes the gas froze, which was really weird. So we actually had to warm the tanks. We had to bring the tanks inside. We had a box that we insulated, and it had a little heater in it to keep the propane working. So that was pretty difficult there. You know, when I was working on oil rigs is all electric, of course. But most of the, you know, the kitchens that you guys are working in now, like everything was gas in the school. But if you look on different kitchen equipment setups, you'll see that. Especially check European and check Asian kitchens. They do a lot of induction. And induction is really nice a couple ways. One, it keeps the heat down in the kitchen. Keeps the heat really down. And then it also keeps your pans nice and clean. It's easy to clean up, easy peasy to clean up. And so that's what you need to do. You need to look stuff up and make sure you know different styles, different techniques. Because what I'm trying to do is get you ready for your next step. The next step is you're going out into your career and you're going to different restaurants, and they're going to have different setups. So the more you can learn about different types of heating elements, different types of pots and pans, different types of mixers. Do you bring your own knives to work? Are your knives sharp? Do you have a sharpener? Do you have a knife sharpener? Do you have a tri-stone? Do you have an electric one? Was it Chef Choice, that electric one you can get at Bath and Body Works, or Bath and Body, or Bed Bath and Beyond, or one of those? You can get a Chef Choice, and it's a diamond edge grinder and electric, and you can do your knives that way. Someone told me years ago that if you have a dull knife, then you're a dull chef. Yeah, that stuck with me. So keep everything clean. And as Thomas Keller said, you'd rather get cut with a sharp knife than a dull knife, because a sharp knife, you won't even feel it. So brigade system, very important. Learning all the positions. We have different positions, of course, but oh, there you go. Assignment. Yeah, the right one. The assignment that I have to turn in. Did I do that one? Yeah. Talk about that, the hygiene. Just want to make sure that was right. With these assignments and forums, these are the ways I get to grade you, okay? I get to grade you on this. So the more you put in there, the more your grade will go up. Food safety tips, rules of the road. Let's go over this one. This is something I came up with. Something you put in the back of your mind. It's, you know, it's about, we're a team. We have each other's back. Once you get in that kitchen, we're all working together. Do your job, making sure everything you are in charge of. Just worry about your station, your 4 walls, your saute station, your fry station, your garde manger station, your pastry station, whatever it is, you're in charge of that. So worry about that first, then you can look at other things going, right? You need to work clean. That's the other thing. You have to work clean. Once you're done with something, take a second, throw it out, wipe it down, take it to the dish, bring something else over, work clean all the time. As soon as you get, I mean, in the middle of the rush is one thing, but as soon as that rush is over, or you get a breather, before you decide to go get a drink of water you need to clean up your station and make sure it's ready to rock and roll. Take care of your mise, right? Your mise en place. What's that? You know that. Take care of your mise. Make sure you have enough garlic chop. Make sure you have enough parsley chop. Make sure you have enough wine to use in your sauces. Make sure your bain-marie is ready to go and steaming right. Make sure you have all the product that you need for your shift. All right. You need to make sure that you label, date, and rotate. FIFO, right? First in, first out. FIFO, FIFO, FIFO. It's important. You label, date, and rotate everything. All right, I know it's difficult sometimes, but you need to make sure that you label, date, everything, okay? Put it back where it belongs. Whew. You have to do that. You just can't. There's a place for everything. That's your mise en place, right? There's a place for everything in the kitchen. You, as a sauté cook, need to make sure, you, as a grill cook, need to make sure that everything goes back where it belongs. Because when you're rocking and rolling and you're grabbing for the salt and pepper and then somebody else took the salt and pepper, or you move the salt and pepper over here and it's supposed to be over here, it's gonna throw your timing off. So it's really important that you put it back where it belongs, all right? Hang the pots and pans where the pots and pans are supposed to be, put the Vitamix where the Vitamix is supposed to be, the top belongs with the Vitamix, not by itself. I mean, it's huge. Your tools are your tools, care for them. You have your own knife kit. Take care of your knife kit. Is your name on the knife kit? Are your knives marked? Are your knives, do they have, you know, that electric tape on it? Or did you engrave them? I still have my original knife that I bought in 1979, my first knife ever, and my dad put my name on it, Peter Wassenberg, 1979. And I still have that one. And I don't have a knife kit like you have anymore. I have a toolbox, like a craftsman's toolbox. It's a huge thing. A lot of the chefs have them over at Helms College, you know, in the back. I use a tool, it looks like a regular mechanic's toolbox. That's what I use. All right, so they're yours. Take care of them. Make sure they're ready to rock and roll. All right, respect each other. Respect is earned. You need to go in there when you first start in the kitchen. Keep your mouth closed, ears open. Yes, chef. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. This is what that I need to do. I'll get that done. Boom, 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 boom. You need to get in there. You need to pump it up. You need to get your motor running, sense of urgency. What can I do next? You're always thinking of what's going on next in the kitchen. What other orders coming in? And if you're set and you're rocked and you're tight and everything, your mise is good and you're a little bit slow, well, look over to the next station and see what they're doing and start learning that. At the Pinnacle Club, we're all cross-trained at the Pinnacle Club. All right, it might take a little bit of time, but everybody knows what they're going to be doing. And same at Eggers. When I was at Eggers, I made sure everybody was cross-trained. They didn't like it that much because I told them you have to do 2 weeks in each station and rotate through. All right, so, but everybody knows what everybody needs to do. All right, so you need to make sure that you're taking care of that. Also, care for the ingredients. I mean, everybody laughs and jokes when something hits the floor or somebody spills something and says, oh yeah, that's pretty funny, but that's a lot of waste. That's a lot of time that went in there to make the vinaigrette. That's a lot of time that it took to fabricate that piece of fish, and now it's on the floor and we got to throw it away, and that's a cost thing. So respect the food, respect everything. Try to use everything you can off of each product. At the Pinnacle Club, we have Georgia beef. And Georgia beef comes in and it's prime, and we age it, wet age it right there. And we trim it, and all the trim goes into our burgers. So all that trim meat, all the trim fat, we collect it, and we have a ribeye and a tenderloin. So we have those two product that we grind into our burgers. All right, so we try to use everything we can. All right, and you're not done till you're done. I mean, that means everything. If it's 10 o'clock and you still have to wipe your counters down and wipe the floor down, and you got to get it going. You got to get it done. You just don't leave at 10 o'clock because your schedule says 10 o'clock. If your station isn't ready to go, then boom. How about if it's 9:30? It's 9:30 and some of your other teammates are a little bit behind. What are you going to do? Well, hopefully you're going to help them. Remember, you know, respect is earned. If you're helping everybody out, that's going to be, oh my, he really helps out a lot. That's awesome. She's a rock star. We're glad she's here because she gets her stuff done and then she helps us with ours. You know, and then they're going to help you out. You know, work safe, work smart. You know, if you're going into the walk-in, ask the other guys, hey, I'm going into the walk-in, anybody need anything? Help them out there. You know, if you got parsley and you need parsley for a garnish, but you need parsley for an ingredient, then how about chopping up a little bit more parsley so you have that for you? If you know somebody's making maitre d' hotel butter, which needs parsley, you say, hey, dude, you need parsley? I got some right here for you, and help them out. All right, so you're helping each other out. Work smart. All right, work safe. Safety is huge. Something spills on the floor, you better put a towel down there, let everybody know that we have a spill, and bring the bucket over and mop it up as fast as possible. Put the wet floor sign out, and get that done. You know, if you go over the ice machine, you get a scoop of ice to put in your cup with a cap on it, and you got ice cubes on the floor, what are you gonna do? Walk over them? No. Either pick them up or kick them back underneath the ice machine where there's a drain. Right? Don't keep them out there because somebody's gonna come around the corner and they're gonna slip. Right? So you gotta be really careful. Being professional at all times, no exceptions. You have to be professional. Yes, cursing is involved in the kitchen, but it's gone down tenfold, 100-fold actually in my career. Be respectful, you know. You have to look the part. You have to be the part. All right, so you have to act professional. It's your job to be professional. Take pride in your work. You're only good as the last plate you put out. So that's really important. We talked about this last time. So would you eat that? If you're gonna say no, then don't put it out. Be respectful of that. All right. If it's gonna take you an extra 30 seconds to make it right, just tell the chef, I'll give me 30 more seconds and I'll bring the plate up to you. Just let them know, okay? Don't be afraid to ask for help. That's the other one. Please don't ask, don't go down in flames. Don't tube. Don't be in the weeds. If you're in the weeds, that's fine, look for help. And somebody will be around to help you as much as possible, all right? Some people will say, listen, we're all busy, do as best you can and we'll get there as fast as we can, all right? But don't be afraid to ask for help, all right? Ask the questions. And mistakes are okay. I don't mind people making mistakes, as long as it doesn't happen every single time. All right, you have to learn from those mistakes. Don't dwell on the mistakes either. If you burnt, you know, the bechamel or you burnt, you know, one of the steaks, get on with it. Okay, man, I screwed up, bummer. Why did I do that? I'm not gonna do it again. And you'll fix it that way. Don't dwell, you gotta keep on going. It's like those football players and baseball players. You know, a football player, you know, the quarterback gets a pass intercepted. You think he's mulling over that for the rest of the game? No, he moves on. Baseball player, he strikes out. You think he's pissed off? He might be upset about it, but next time up, he's going to crank out a home run. So you got to do that. And then the big one is the signing your work. Signing your work, well, what's that mean? That means everything you do in the kitchen has your name on it. So if you're sweeping the floor, if you're wiping the table down, if you're doing dishes, if you're making a great sauce, if you're sauteing, if you're grilling, everybody knows who did that, right? Who swept the floor? Chef did. Who made this? Charlie did. I mean, everybody's got a stamp on everything. So make sure it's your best work, all right? Make sure everything you do is the best you can possibly do. And then, like I said, if it's just from sweeping the floor or mopping the floor or reorganizing the pantry or reorganizing the walk-in or wiping windows down, make it the best. Do it, all right? That's what we look for, okay? So, and at the end of that it says, plan better, train harder, be all that you can be a cook. I mean, these are things that I've worked on a lot. I know friends help me with this, and it's something I'm trying to pass on to you all. Okay, so we'll talk to you in the next lecture, and we'll be getting into week 2. And then in week 2, we're going to start looking at, I go back to the main screen here. The cooking methods. Got cooking methods, al menu cooking, and different styles of menus that we'll be getting into next week. Okay, so be safe this week. Don't forget to wash your hands. You know, enjoy the weekend, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Any questions you guys have, please email me, okay? Thank you very much.